Quick disclaimer, these complaints are only in regards to Season 1 up until Season 4. Season 5 isn't finished yet, so I can't make a fair judgment on whether it's improved or not. It is looking promising though. Also, these are just my personal opinions. I'm not claiming them to be facts, so take what I say with a grain of salt. The relationship development. Relationships in Miraculous are very unpredictable and chaotic. One second they like each other, and the next they're breaking up. I mean, Adrian and Kagami made their relationship official in the Season 3 finale, and broke up in the second episode of Season 4. That is 3 episodes apart. Sure, I was happy when they broke it off, cause I'm an Adrianette shipper, but it makes me nervous in regards to other ships. Are they just gonna die off without any proper build-up or reasoning? All the new powers. The fun of a superhero story is watching the heroes defeat all odds, seeing them fight and improve with time and effort. When a hero has been in battle after battle and struggled tremendously, it makes it so satisfying when they finally get that power-up. Miraculous, however, just hand power-ups out like it's candy. You want to be able to breathe underwater? Sure, here you go. You want to be able to create a charm that can defend people against Akumas? Sure, no problem. And let's give you a cool new suit while we're at it. Also, the main hero used to own 16 powers. 16! That's an insane number of powers to just be handed. I know there was a price to pay, but still, did they really deserve it? I honestly don't get excited when I watch Ladybug and Cat Noir win. It's almost annoying at this point. Sure, Hawkmoth might have won the big Season 4 finale, but we all know who's going to win in the end. Too many superheroes. I loved the New York special, but there was one aspect in particular I did not like. The enormous amount of superheroes. I really thought Majestia was a comic book character, not a real person. When Ladybug and Cat Noir entered New York, it felt like they had no reason to be there, because there were so many superheroes. Like, what's the point? What even makes them special anymore? Also, all the new heroes in Paris are getting out of hand. Ladybug straight up hands superpowers out like it is nothing. What happened to choose your next partner wisely? Also, these superheroes had no build-up whatsoever. It was like, here's the Miraculous, and now they're a freaking superhero and does their job perfectly. Almost as if anyone can be a superhero if they want to be. Again, how are these heroes any more special than these? I'm supposed to value them more, but because of all the new perfectly capable superheroes, I just see them as lucky. Characters who are too perfect. Adrian is probably the first character you think of when you hear the word perfect, but he isn't the only one. In Miraculous, the line between being an evil maniac and being a literal angel is very thin. It's either or. Most students in Marinette's class are just very good people who would help out Ladybug and Cat Noir in the blink of an eye and return the Miraculous as promised. The parents as well are just very good people, except for these, but yeah. Also, the akumatized victims, when they turn back into normal, they suddenly become perfect, as if nothing happened. I know there are evil characters too, but there isn't much in between. Characters that get too much screen time even though no one cares about them. I can count on one hand all the characters I care about in Miraculous Ladybug. Marinette, Adrian, Felix, Alia, and Lila. Then there's the characters I don't find utterly meaningless. Kagami, Luca, Nino, Gabriel, and Natalie. The rest are honestly pretty irrelevant to me for the moment. If I saw Milen get akumatized, I wouldn't feel anything. Or if this teacher got a superpower, I'd be like, cool, so much screen time is wasted on characters that most of us don't care for. I know they are somewhat necessary for the world building, but that's it. I don't need to get to know them if they're not gonna have an important role in the story. Promises that aren't kept. I have been waiting and waiting for Adrian to give Marinette Chinese lessons, but it never happened. And what about the photo shoot? I was stoked, because I thought, yes, we're getting some Adrianette development. And before you start typing, what about season 5? I know. I just don't like getting my hopes up for nothing. A villain that's not scary. The only villain that's truly scary and miraculous is Felix. He has only one power, yet I still think he could conquer the world with that one power if he wanted to, cause that's how smart he is. Gabriel, on the other hand, is a fool. He's emotional, spontaneous, and honestly, Not very smart. Whenever I see him in his evil little lair, I don't think, oh no, what are we gonna do? Instead, I think, can't wait to see him lose yet again. Felix was seriously the best thing that ever happened to this show. And if they make him disappear like Master Fu, I will throw myself off a building. Superpowers are too common. There are many superhero franchises that have an insane amount of heroes in its universe. It's very common, but when it comes to Miraculous, I feel like the magnitude of heroes in the show are more of a burden rather than a strength. If Marinette was written to be fascinated by superheroes and that her biggest dream in life was to be just like them, then it would make more sense. But Marinette just sort of got her powers randomly. It didn't seem like she cared that much about it up until she became Ladybug. And the same is for Adrien. But we still thought Ladybug and Cat Noir were special in season 1 because they were the only heroes we knew of. They were insanely lucky, adored by the public, had lots of fans, and they were just one of a kind. But then there was another one, and another one, and another one, and so on. The superiority they used to have vanished. And now, they're just one of hundreds of other superheroes in the world. Too much focus on selling merch instead of making the story make sense. This goes back to my other points with the new superheroes and power-ups. I honestly believe the main reason these things exist in Miraculous is to sell more merch. I mean, look at all these dolls. They wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for these plot points. They even made a lady dragon doll. I'm also convinced that Ladybug's power-up in season 4 was purely to sell a different type of Ladybug doll. I know they need to earn money. I get it. But could you try to be a little bit more discreet about it? Or at least have it make more sense plot-wise? Characters that are actually interesting, like Felix and Lila, don't get enough screen time. Say what you want about Lila. She may be a pain in the neck, but she gets things moving. She creates conflict, drama, and excitement. What does this girl do? She acts like a brat and nothing more. Yet, she gets so much more screen time. Felix as well. He is such a great character, but he's only been in 4 episodes. Dialogue that's too fast and descriptive. Ever heard of the concept show, don't tell? Well, then you're already one step ahead of the Miraculous writing. Show, don't tell in writing basically means allowing your viewers to interpret what your characters are going through without just telling them. Maybe they are so descriptive because the animation is lacking in emotion. I really don't know. It just bothers me. I feel like I get treated like a dummy whenever I see a scene like this. Yes, I can see that Adrien is happy here. You don't have to tell me exactly what he's thinking in such detail. I went over this in my unpopular opinions video, but I just have to emphasize it. It is one of the biggest flaws in this show, in my humble opinion. The best scenes in TV are scenes where there's just eye contact and body language. Sometimes, words aren't expressive enough to really show what we're feeling. Actually, most of the time, they aren't. That's also why people cry, instead of saying, "I'm so sad right now." But the show is made for kids, maybe they can't understand. Trust me, kids are way smarter than we give them credit for, and they pick up body language maybe even better than adults do. I used to watch shows like The Vampire Diaries and Teen Wolf when I was 12. I think I could have understood this scene without them having to spell it out for me. Those are all my opinions. I know it contradicts a lot of the things that are happening in season 5, but I just want to emphasize that season 5 isn't fully out yet, so things could very easily change for the worse. I'll make a follow-up video if any of these points I made have improved and talk about what's gotten better. As always, till next time.